Hello and welcome to Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase. That's the MRS in the title of my YouTube name. My name is Simon and today I'm actually in a shed because during the lockdown, this has been planned in here for a while, to be honest, and just when the lockdown happens, thought, you know what, let's go for it. So with thanks to my brother Michael and his friend Dean, they've started building the baseboards for a model rail layout, which I'll show you in a second actually. I think the shed is about 10 by 8, but we can have a look around because I'll show you what the plans will be. Of course, it will be double O, the layout. But first, the layout needs a name. Now, behind me here, I have covered it up the best I can, is what the name of this layout's going to be. Now, I picked this sign up here from a friend that I know that lives in London more than a few years ago, which unfortunately I had to carry it from Wilson Junction where I met him and paid the money for it. I think it cost me about 30 quid or something like that. I had to take it back on the London Overground to London Euston Station. Had to take it on the Virgin train service back to Birmingham. And I had to take it on the London Midland at the time, which is now West Midlands Trains. And Virgin is now Avanti West Coast. Back to where I live in Rugeley in Staffordshire. I believe it was not easy to carry that back. So without further ado, we're going to give the layout its name. And we're going to unveil what's behind this sign. So I'm just going to grab these here. No peeking. Yeah. Right, I've got everything. So in 3, 2, 1. The layout is going to be called St James's Street. Now I'm going to take a tour around this shed, excuse the mess of course, that I'm going to show you what the plans are going to be for this model rail layout. Even though it's windy, I've actually locked myself in. I've just put a wheelie bin in front of the door so the door won't swing fully out. But what's going to go here is actually going to be a lift out section, because I'll show you in a second how the track's going to be out, because I do have some curves here, some R607s from Hornby, which I think will more likely I'll be using for the layout. But there is going to be like a lift out section here. Now when we get to here, I've decided not to have any scenery here. The coach is not even mine actually, it's my brother's. And there's some track here as well. Now this is just going to be a blank area because I've got a window here and there's no chance to put anything there. But we also got some cork here as well, which I think is just being straightened out at the moment, ready to be laid down. Because I have brought some cork last week. I got this off eBay for about £25. I think I put the link in the description where I got this from. But when we get to here, roughly here, it's going to be start here. So that's going to be bare there, but the seam will start here. So all this area is going to be like seamed up. I don't know what kind of seam we're going to have left yet. But I was thinking about doing a doorless seam, like a sea wall, but then I realised you just got to pull the track like an elevated piece of wood, so I thought, well, it's not really worth it. So we're just going to keep it flat, especially with the cork, because I know what I'm going to do with the cork. Then when we get to here, this is where my railway station is going to be, along this side here. And then it's just going to be a simple oval, to be honest. We are planning about 3 tracks. But then when we get to roughly here, so I'll be using that basket to rest the griddle pod on my camcorder. So when we get to here, there's actually going to be another line that's going to branch off here. So there's going to be like 4 tracks running, because we worked it out that with this cork here you can fit about 3 tracks on it. So there's going to be 3 tracks running around here. So the station is also going to have 3 platforms here, which I might have to tuck it inwards a bit, because I haven't really decided on the final plan yet, but I'll probably will show you a plan on screen, what it's going to look like. And then there's going to be like a branch line coming off here, and so on. So that's basically the size of the layout I'm playing with, 10 by 8, double O gauge. It's not a big layout, but it's nice to run some trains on it. So the board here, I've actually, I think my brother got it somewhere in Bloxwich, which was still open, and all the boards cost about £22 in total, and the cork cost about £25 for 8 rolls. But like I said, I'll put the cork in the description. So that's basically what's going to happen with this layout. So I can't do anything till I get the track ordered. So I don't know where I'm going to go for the track yet. I've got to find some Horby track. Right here, I've just laid some R607 track on the layout. And yes, in the middle here is the legendary locomotive Smoky Joe, which is actually a Caledonian Railway 264 class. Just take Smoky Joe off for a second so you can have a closer look. There we are, the legend Smoky Joe. We'll just put him on here. I think every layout leads to Smoky Joe. But again, in the period that I'm going to be planning, which I'll mention in a bit in the video, is not going to have Smoky Joe. But as you can see here, this is where the lift out section is going to be. I was thinking maybe a swing thing as well, but I think it's more likely going to be a lift out section. Just use this piece of wood here to demonstrate. But as you can see there, that's what it's going. Oh, actually, I need to put the camera like that. So I'm about to shake this. So basically, there's going to be like a lift out section there. And that is the size of the wood that actually is used for the layout. It's actually not that thick, to be honest. It's only like 3mm. But there will be some cork like over this anyway. But also another problem is, because I think the station's going to have to go in the middle between these two, because of the back wall here. Now, I think I'm going to have a retaining wall there with some no scenery buildings there, because I'm going to plan to put an iron platform here, and then when a tighter radius, the R605 here, the platform's going to be on this side. Now on the other side, which is the other side, is going to be more platform here, so it's going to be like a long platform, but I'll use this. They're actually 2 R600s together. But I'll use these for example. I'll just have to fatten it up a second. There we go. Which is going to be like a raised section here. Just probably where I'm standing now. And this raised section is going to go round here. On this inner curve, shall we say. Because there's going to be like a small layout there. Very small layout indeed. But that's basically what the layout's going to look like. Towards the end of the video, we'll show a plan of what it's going to look like. I have planned it using Tracks, which is a good app if you want to plan a layout for free and you don't want to pay for it. So I have used AnyRails, but it only allows you a maximum of 50 tracks or 50 items. But then you've got to pay for the rest. I'll put that link for Tracks as well in the description. Now I know how Brian Finn feels when he had to crawl under his layout to get to the middle section when he did Fillington Central, the first layout. That's also a plug as well. Fillington Central on YouTube. But yeah, so that's basically roughly what's going to happen in this shed. Like I say, it's only a 10 by 8. Well, 10 this way, 8 this way, which is not much space, but I did manage to do a bit calculations here. I got some locos that I've got, and I got some coaches, and roughly get about on one side of the layout from the curve to the straight roughly is going to be here, is basically a 6-7 coach train. So I could get away with running a full HST set, which is the plan, because I'm actually about to tell you which area I'm actually going to be modelling. Now the area it's going to be, I think they call it area 8, which is the 1980s. If I'm wrong, feel free to comment down below. So before we go, I'm actually going to show you some of my locomotives that I've actually got here. What's basically the idea of the area that I'll be running, because I'm going to be running basically around, I think, like a suburban area in Devon in the late 80s. I think that's what it's going to be. So I'll show you a few locos I've got here. Believe it or not, I'm actually sitting down here, but I'm going to show you a few of my models that I've got before, like I said, we end this video. So I do have a few down here to show you, but first of all I'll show you this nice brake band here. I think this is the first time it's actually been out this box. Now this is a Bachmann brake band, which is a 20-ton brake band departmental. I think the code for that is 37/538. Now I got this off a friend from Scotland because I think he was selling it. I just thought, you know what, let's have it. But it does say on the side here, electrification. I'll actually try and bring a closer look for you now. You can just see. Don't think you can see it well. But yeah, the layout I'm actually planning for is actually nothing to do with this, but I think it will be a nice feature just to have it running around anyway. So we'll move on to something else next now. Now the next thing to show you is this Lima model class 47 locomotive. Now this is 47581 named Great Eastern, which is roughly the kind of livery I want for the layout, the Network Southeast livery. But I don't think this loco actually run in the Devon area. I think this is more like out of Liverpool Street, when it's going to Cambridge and Norwich and all that kind of region. We've also got here some Network Southeast coaches. Now this is a Mark II, I think. These are Limas, by the way. So we've got 1, 2, and I think this one might be a Mark 1. But they're all Lima coaches, which the coaches have actually got as a pack from Top's Trains in Stafford. They were at a Model Rail exhibition in Great Havel last year, and I saw these 3 coaches here, and I thought I might as well pick up a bargain. 3 for 20 quid is, I say, a good bargain. So I just need a brake coach for the Lima Network Southeast. I do actually have one, but it's actually in Bachmann. So I think I might be getting rid of that, or I might just get a few Bachmann coaches and just have a Bachmann set running around with a Lima set. Haven't decided yet, but they're some of the rolling stock that's going to be on the layout. I do actually have some more. This is going to be the reason why I'm going to base my layout in the late 80s in the Devon area, because this is a class 45, a peak. This is 45044, which just zooming on the nameplate here. Royal Inniskilling Fusilier, it's named. Now this is actually a mainline model. Don't know when they were built like, but they were made in Hong Kong and based in Colville in Leicestershire. The box is a bit damaged, but I think the loco is in a good condition, to be honest. I can't remember where I got this from. It could be on eBay, to be honest. Can't remember. Might have picked it up for about 30 quid or something like that. I'm not too sure. But this is going to be one of the locomotives that will be running on the layout, because I think they were like in the Devonshire area till about late as 1988. But it'd be a good idea to run a peek around the layout with some coaches or maybe with some wagons. So that's another model. I'll show you a couple more as well. Do apologise about the darkness of this one, but this is we're going to be moving on to a couple of steam locomotives now. This one is 75069, which is a standard class 4MT. Now this was built by Robert Riddles. Well, not this model train, but the real thing was built by Robert Riddles. But it's actually a Bachmann. It's actually a mixed traffic 460 locomotive. But these were drawn in 1968, but this one is actually a preserved locomotive. And I did see it this morning in the green livery in 1986, so I think that's a suitable locomotive for the layout that I'm planning to film as well. But I'll tell you what though, this is a good detail model indeed. There is some parts for it here as well, which is, just have to zoom in. You could just make them out there, the black parts, but they're not fitted on yet. But I think this is actually the first time that it's actually come out of the box. But I don't know where I picked this up from actually. I think it could be Ian Allen in Birmingham. Sadly they're shut now, but I think that's where I picked it up from. Just got to show you one more. And the last one, even though I did say one, is actually two, which is actually in this case that I've just got on my lap here. Now this is a Bachmann's, I think this is a collector's edition. This did cost me about 200 quid. I got this from the Seven Valley Railway in Kidderminster. Now inside it, which I'll just try and open it up now, it's actually got two locomotives inside. Just make them out. I'll take them out in a minute so you can have a proper look. But the top one is a Great Western Railway Manor class, which is 7819 Hinton Manor, and the bottom one is a Great Western Railway Hall class 4930 Hagley Hall. So I'll just put them on this piece of track here for a second. So this is the Great Western Railway Manor class 7819 Hinton Manor. It's in the BR black livery with the red nameplates and number plates. It's a good model indeed, and all you've got to do with, because this is a Bachmann Manor class model, all you have to do is unhook the tender like that. So you just hook it underneath the cab. I'll just leave it. I know it's off the tracks a bit, but it'll be fine. This is still newish. I would say it had a run in like a couple of times, but it's still in a good condition. Now this loco has been around in the late 80s, and I think in 89 it's actually pulled the Royal Train on the Cambrian coast. I'm not too sure. I know it pulled some royalty on the Cambrian coast. I'm not sure if it's the late 80s or not, but they do come with parts actually, which I've got here, which you could add on. Even I don't know if you can see it well. Just there's a Cambrian Coast headboard there as well. So this is Hinton Manor. We'll have a quick look at Hagley Hall now. And this is the Great Western Railway Hall class 4930 Hagley Hall. Now this loco is also preserved, and it's based at the Seven Valley Railway along with Hinton Manor. Hinton Manor currently is at the Engine House in Hyley at the moment, but I have seen it in the retail shopping outlet in Swindon as well. And Hagley Hall was in the engine house at Highley, but currently is having an overhaul. Now, I think Hagley Hall was actually on the main line during 1985, during the Great Western Railway 150 celebrations. And it is a nice model indeed. So I'm going to leave it here now. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'll put a quick idea up on the screen now. This is actually from a program called Trax, Trax, and just showing you the rough idea what the layout's going to look like. It's not finalised yet, but that's roughly it. Just basically 3 ovals, nothing fancy. So thank you for watching this video. The next layout update won't be they won't be monthly at the moment. It's just when I can get a layout update ready for you. Like, it could be like next month, it could be 2 months. We just don't know. I need to get the track ordered first, which I don't know where I'm going to get the track from. I might have to get it off eBay or other retailers that are online at the moment, because I can't go to like the local model shop. Well, it's actually not a model shop in Rugeley. I've literally got to go to like Stafford's, probably more likely Tops Trades, but they're closed at the moment. So I'll leave it as that. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, that's fine. If you want to subscribe to my channel, feel free to do so. Thank you for watching this video of a first layout update. This video has now been terminated. Thank you for watching Simon Trades MRS, and I will see you for the next layout update, whenever that will be.